Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I'm your host, Dave, as always, here at the Arizona Model Shop, and I figured I would do a video that I saw. It's about what tools you use by Mark Baston, and then I saw Mr. BG's down there in the valley, so I figured I would jump in on it and show some of the tools I use almost every time. Of course, we'll start off. Flexi files. I'm mostly a shipbuilder, do some planes and some sci-fi, so there's a lot more of the curved seam lines and everything else like that, so flexi files come in handy. This one is the coarse, and this one is the finer, and they even go finer than that. And to help out with that, I also use a variety of sanding pads. Use them things regularly. I'm always buying them because I wear them out, as you can see there. I'm trying to get those seam lines out and cover them up. But those are the two there that I use. I also use several different styles of files to sand, especially on heavy seams, depending on what it is. These are triangle, flat, round. These are diamond ones. They have some diamond on them. They last quite a while and they're easy to clean. Usually just a little soap and water cleans them out. These are a little harder because they're so fine, but you can brush them out and clean them. Let's see, and I use a variety of, sorry about that, sanding sticks of different varieties. Yellow is a finer coarse. This is like a polishing. There's even another polishing, and you have some coarse, really coarse ones that I use. These can be, you can buy these in packs on Amazon, and they come with coarse and fine, or a mix, and you have to kind of sort them out, but you can definitely work with those. I do photo etch, so I have several photo etch benders. This one was custom made for me about 10-15 years ago. It's heavy, holds things in place. I've got it set up for long railing if I need to, and then I have a smaller one that I use all the time for doing the bends you need on a ship, because you know they ain't straight lines. I also use, these are acrylic or little plates to cut with. As you can see, it's pretty done up from the photo etch. Nice thing is about these, you can wet sand these and get all those cuts back out and polish back up to a nice shine and get off any glue that you drop on them. I think this is on Micro Mark where I got these, but they're great. There's two of them come in a set. I just sand them down when they start getting real rough, and they smooth right back out. Of course, we all have our favorite cutters. I use a flat cutter. One side's flat and the other side's tapered to cut my parts off so they're nice and straight and smooth. I do take a, every now and then take a fine little file and sharpen these so they're nice and sharp, nice clean cuts. Especially with like Revell plastic that's so thick. Yeah. Of course, can't go out wrong without clamps. Two-piece hulls go together there. Always doing the bow and the stern, different sizes, from little ones to big ones. Find those on Amazon too. I have a large amount of tweezers of different sizes and variants, from curved handle head to the kind that hold things, to some really heavy duty ones. Where I used to get these is if you ever go to like a county fair or something, there's always those guys that sell the trinkets, and this is where I would get those all the time. Walk by and I grab them. You can buy some on Amazon. Gotta be careful of these ones, because if you're not careful, you're going to give yourself a nice shot into your fingers. Those are very sharp, so that's why they're turned backwards. So when I reach in, I don't wind up with one on my finger. Okay, hemostats. Always using hemostats. Holding small parts for like either prime or paint, or you can actually use them to hold together. I used to sand these off the teeth, the alligator teeth on those. I've just left them on there now. These, even with the paint on them, you can take your fingernail and scratch it right off. A little Windex will even take it off. Let's move this. Assorted dental picks. Different corner shapes. Different flat ones from, this is real stiff. That one's even stiffer to flexible to get to push that putty in there. I use the green, the red, and I also like Perfect Plastic Putty. You can thin this. I think I have a video on my page shows how to thin this and use a syringe to fill in gaps, especially like on where superstructure goes against the deck, to seal that up, because there's always gaps there. But that stuff's pretty awesome. Different sizes, I say. I made one into a pointer. No weasels. Yeah. This one's curved, but they all do the same thing. Panel scriber with spare parts inside. Always using that. What else we got here? Oh, I got these dowels are for, let me grab it real quick. If you've got to do some really stringent turns on ship photo etch or just on stuff, these fit in there, and you put your underneath and you roll it, and they bends it up. So that's that. What else? Sanding sticks. Oh, of course, the old number 11s. I usually have 2 in here. Don't let them roll off and stick in your foot. This is an old pen vise that has a needle in it that for fine CA glue. Dip in there, do what I need to do on that, and then you just take a lighter and then it just burns it off. Comes out clean again. This one is I use this sometimes too. It's a needle where the head's been cut off, but the little hole where the thread went through is still there. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard and small, but that one wicks up in there and you can apply more glue. Same thing, Bic lighter, cleans it off. Little push rods all the time. And there we are, little push rods made out of brass. Clean out the neck of your super glue. But I think mostly in my hands you'll probably see these, trying to get all those seam lines covered up and done with. Do these a lot. Go through a pack about a year or so. Some of them you can clean, but a lot of them you can't. But some of them are double-sided. I also use this on just about everything, is weathering from Tamiya. Different things like soot, rust, gunmetal, silver if you want to do some of that stuff, sand, all different ones. And then a pile of brushes. I picked these up on Amazon for a couple bucks, and you can cut them in half and use them. They work. Let's see. Oh, and then I usually get I do Ushi powder, thanks to Charlie Mack. He turned me on to that. So I usually just get these cheap pack of 10-15 brushes, and it works pretty good with the Ushi powder. I ain't worried about them getting clogged up or too dirty. But that's my main, what I kind of use almost every day, except for, you know, the typical number 11 X-Acto, those, you know, files, tweezers. But I think that's pretty much what the mainstay is. Have some bigger ones for bigger seam lines, bigger 200s and stuff. This one I self-sharpen. It's great for scraping off seams or lines. Same thing with that one. Multi-big ones. Oh, the other thing I use almost every day. I don't do a paint shaker. I do one of these little mixers. You can find these on Amazon or Micromark. Battery operated, takes a single AA, mixes right in your paint. And then I use a small stainless steel thing filled with cleaner in it. Just put the cleaner down there. The brush has a a drain hole and you can set your brushes in. I use it's like Pine Sol. It's called Fabuloso. Cleans the brushes fine. Keep it from evaporating. There you go. And that's it. Besides your typical, I use Gator Grip for my photo etch. Canopy for small portholes. If I'm doing a plane or something like that, to seal that. Typical Tamiya. And thin CA. My go-to medium. Zappa Gap. And slow gap thick. There we go. Best thing to do is, if you want to prolong the life on these, is keep them in a fridge. If you have a fridge close by to your shop, works great. So that is basically what I use almost every day. I've got tons and tons more sitting here that I use once in a blue moon. I mean, you know, saw, you know. I do have sheet plastic, stuff like that. Regular scissors, vices, things like that. So, alright. Hope everyone else jumps on board of this. Kind of cool of Mr. Baston and Mr. BG to do this and spread the word. Alright, I will talk to you guys all later. Take care.